Hey guys, welcome back to OverTakes. This is Misfit.
And I'm Kel.
And we are here with part one of our deep dives into the Overwatch League teams for the 2020 season. We are going to start with the Atlantic North Division. Every episode from here for the next couple is going to be a different division in the Overwatch League. We're going to go over the teams, talk about where we think they're going to finish. But first, we have some news and items that we want to talk about from the last 5 days since we last spoke with you guys. First, we'll go into the happy, weird stuff. So a couple teams have rebranded, one being my team. I think we're going to see this a little bit more often, but we as the Miami/Florida Mayhem, we're going with
honestly, I really think they should just call them, and instead of being Florida Mayhem, it should just be the Miami Mayhem. Yeah. Because then you already have the perfect logo for it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's already a giant M. Come on.
Exactly. And it has the ring, that alliterative sports team ring, Miami Mayhem. Mm-hmm. Florida Mayhem have changed their colors to what everyone has expected them to. Just the overwhelming positive feedback from the third jersey, and, why haven't you gone to the Miami Vice colors, which are more the Hangzhou Spark colors, but we'll take the brighter version of that.
Yeah, honestly, I think it looks excellent.
Yeah.
Especially, you just got your jersey the other day.
Yeah.
I think it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
They did a really good job, because, it's black with those colors as your accents, and I think that's what really makes it work, because it would be too much if it was
just those colors.
The primary color being one of either of those colors. It would just be too much, but having those two with basically the primary color being black, I think it looks fantastic, and it really just kind of it gives a really nice overall appeal.
Yeah, and it's not like a deep black; it's kind of like a flat, a little bit of an off black color. It just makes everything pop. They showed some of the skins and all that. They look really good. Unfortunately, we got to rebuy them all, but a little ticked off about that. But you know what? I get it, and I get to keep both skins. So if I want to go to the McMayhem,
in their own words from their Twitter, don't forget to buy your McMayhem skins.
Yeah, exactly. Well, at least they own that. But
exactly.
You know how I feel about I love my team, but I just feel like, especially when I was playing a lot of Diva, I feel like I was just this big yellow target.
Oh, absolutely.
I have theories on skins and all that. I go way too, I wear the white skins when I play on Volskaya. And I'm a paranoid freak because I die too much anyway, so I just want to minimize that.
Fair. But yeah, there's definitely skins that give you advantages in certain situations. But I think overall it's a really good move for them. It just looks really sleek, and it really gives them a uniqueness. Because it's not really a super popular color scheme. There's not really any sports team that has that color scheme. Really, the only other esports team is Runaway. There might be a couple in some other esports, so don't give me crap for not knowing that. But as far as Overwatch,
they're going to give you crap because you're an Overwatch League fan.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's going to be a recurring theme, guys. So get used to that.
Yeah, no kidding. And then the other rebrand that we've gotten, actually it just happened today officially, and that's the LA Valiant changed their colors to UCLA /Chargers/Rams.
They did have a good video though, where they were like, nobody's going to expect this, it's great, and then a guy walks into the room and is like, oh my god, the Overwatch leaked our new color scheme twice. So at least they're owning that.
Yeah.
I am not as big a fan of that. I like the green, and we were talking before. I kind of wanted them. I thought about it more. I'm like, all right, so they went to UCLA colors, but they have kind of they have the Valiant Valkyrie kind of person. Why didn't they go UCLA or USC?
Yes,
with the maroon and gold. That would have been dope. But that
would have looked so much better.
So would their team on the field. Well, not recently, but
Yeah, I mean,
the Clippers.
There's really not any team colors you can take from any of those, other than maybe the Kings right now. That
the Clippers fit them more, though. We discussed that.
Yeah,
but UCLA is pretty fitting.
For right now, yeah.
But it doesn't look terrible, that being said. I mean, I don't mind that color scheme. I like the green better. I think, not to get into color bullshit, but I think gold pops more with a darker color with it.
Yeah.
Especially that gold they're using, but that's getting into color theory and uniforms and weird shit that I like, but, that's for a whole nother thing.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's a less impactful change. I mean, I guess it makes them a little more unique. Just because there were a couple of other teams that used green with the Outlaws and the Titans. So, like, I get it in that sense. Like, it kind of gives them a little bit more of uniqueness, but...
They went with Boston because they're both what the fuck teams.
Right.
Blue and yellow. Okay. That's just the Overwatch League symbol for, I don't know what the fuck just happened here.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're going to dive way into that stuff in a little bit. Especially with one of the mentioned teams. So
that's all for that stuff. Let's move on to, there's another piece of info. Things. So we just, it's like almost as soon as we finished recording, the last episode, Doa made it official that he will not be returning for this season. So Monty and Doa both completely out. I mean, it's a bummer, but I don't think anybody really
expected otherwise.
Yeah,
I mean, we kind of were like, I kind of want him to stay. I like Doa a lot. I like both of them a lot, actually.
And I felt like if either one of them was going to stay, it would have been Doa. But I understand why he's gone, and that he is and all that. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's not really anything that's going to change that. He
said he's freelancing. He might, they kind of copied each other a little bit on how they worded stuff. They changed it up a little bit differently. We're not totally gone, blah, 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 we'll be at homestands, I'm freelancing kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you gotta do. The latter part of it is for me. So everyone's like doing this, and we were speculating too, like it's concerning. You're losing major talent, all that kind of stuff. But the vitriol that has come along with this, the backlash, guys just waiting with their keyboard and ready to start typing about the demise, the end, the finish, the it's over, I told you so bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Because 3 talent people left. There's stuff behind the scenes we don't know. Probably stuff that, that's concerning. I'm positive about where things are going to go.
Yeah.
We haven't seen a homestand season yet. Let's see where this takes us. Because you're banking on everything that happened last year where no offense, LA people, all of the games were in LA. All of the people that had teams that were outside of LA are waiting for their homestands. Mm-hmm. LA moves on fast. It's just, people didn't want to go see Shanghai play Guangzhou.
Right. Well, it's that. I mean, there's only so many people that are like they showed up for their teams, but when there wasn't games that their teams were playing in, like it was a freaking ghost town,
right. and it's really understandable.
I get it. Like, especially when there were so many games, and there was even more games the year before. So those same people probably spent a lot of money that previous year. They pretty much got their fill at that point. And
the other fans, like throw us or other people that are fans of other teams, got this bone thrown at us. Hey, we're coming to your town.
Exactly.
So are you going to fly to Burbank? Or are you going to wait? You know what? I'll wait a year and I'll go to all of my team's homestands in my hometown with all the fans, all the people like me, and we're going to cheer our team on and that kind of thing. I'm saying a lot of that has to do with the latter, with the actual game attendance, with teams that weren't involved in LA or, you know, the more popular teams like Seoul or, you know, even Shanghai. Yeah. Some of those teams like that, New York, you know, some of the teams that are just going to pull from everywhere anyway. San Francisco, you know, your normal esports things, you know, the good teams are going to draw.
Exactly.
But even to a point there, it didn't.
Right. But there was times where it really didn't, especially when you got to those kind of like the like middle of stage 3, like where it's just like, okay, we pretty much know who the best teams are at this point.
Yeah.
And all of that. And I mean, you look at any of the homestands and the Twitch viewership was up. Just viewership overall was up for those games.
And the attendance was insane.
The attendance was crazy, and it just had such an epic feel. And I really think just thinking about that and thinking about getting that for just about every single game is incredibly exciting. And how anybody can think that that's not going to be a big deal, it just blows me away. And it's like, okay, say what you want about everything else that's happened up to this point. Yeah, maybe some people. Oh yeah, of course they will. But you know what? Fuck them, because this whole thing, it doesn't. Their opinion doesn't matter. They are saying these things to get clicks, and and that's all they give a shit about. Because right now the hot thing is to shit on Overwatch and whatever. Because you know what? Those same people in 2 months are going to be like, wow, look at all the numbers that the Overwatch League is doing, because these homestands are really going well, and they're selling out and all of this stuff. The crowds are big. The Twitch viewership is up. Like, I mean,
they're going to blame bots for the Twitch viewership. Believe me.
Of course they are. Yeah. Of course.
Because when you play League, you can't fucking just log in to get fucking shit. Because I play Teamfight Tactics. You can and I play a little bit of LOL. Mm-hmm. You get skin shards and you get all kinds of other cosmetic bullshit, much like you get Overwatch League skin coins for just logging in on Twitter or not Twitter, on Twitch. If you're on, it registers. You get stuff. Mm-hmm. You're botting.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
It's the same thing in every other fucking league.
Exactly.
So don't use journalism as your platform. I'm going to fucking go off for a minute. Bear with me. Look, I understand some of these guys. There's concerns in the league, but I don't want people who don't like the game to start. From the start, said the league was going to fail. And then continually, when something goes sideways, to like talent leaving. Yes, there are things with the talent that need to be addressed, and all that stuff. But the league's not going to fail because Monte Cristo left. Mm-hmm. As much as I like him, you know what? And to shit on a fan base because we like a game and we like a league that you fucking don't is bullshit. All they do, some of these guys, Richard Lewis just posted a thing. It was a decent article. Some of it I agree with. Some of it is just what they do is they hate Reddit until they need it for clicks. And then they take a big baseball bat and swat the hornet's nest and get everybody worked up and start pointing and saying, see, look, these motherfuckers don't know what they're talking about. You know what? I like this league. I'm going to watch this league, and go fuck yourself and go watch whatever the hell you watch. We don't need you. Sorry. I'm going to say it. Don't need you guys. If you don't like it, go away. And it's not guys like Slasher who actually play the game and have important and things to say that involve the game and they know about the game. If you don't like the game, go fuck yourself and go cover something else. I don't see Peter King in regular sports who covers the NFL shitting on the NHL because they have shit rules or something like that, or their schedule's fucked up. Yeah. Stay home. stay in your fucking lane and do what you do. Cover fucking LOL, cover CSGO, and whatever else you do. You're not a journalist. You're a fucking hornet's nest swatter. You just get clicks from riling people up, poking fan bases. And you do it in the leagues that you supposedly like and fucking think are good. So just go away. That's my fucking take on that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really add any more to that. So,
can we talk about fun stuff now?
Yeah, let's move on and really start diving into some of this stuff and talk about the Atlantic Conference and the North Division. Let's start off with the Boston Uprising.
Yeah, we're going to do this in alphabetical order, so we're kind of just...
No particular... it's alphabetical order, so we're not ranking them at this point. That's going to come later down the line as to our power rankings and all that. But we're going to give you an idea of where we think they're going to be by about the halfway point of the league, or of this year. And just kind of an overall feeling of where we're thinking these teams are going to be.
All right, let's talk Boston Uprising. So we're going to do their most pivotal player and someone that could be an X factor. We'll probably highlight hot garbage as well, and guys that are of like, why the fuck are they here? Or
we could do like a guy that's a question mark for the team of like, why is this guy on this team in the first place?
So we're going to end Boston right now because everyone's a question mark except for Myeongbong.
I'm
just joking.
Yeah, you're almost there. I mean, really, everyone besides Fusions and Color Hex are the only guys that, and I guess Munchkin, but
you know what you're getting from Munchkin, and it's nothing you need.
Exactly.
Anything you need. And
right now, yeah.
Fusions peaked stage 1 last year.
Mm-hmm.
This roster is like, when your highlight is your flex support.
Yeah.
And he's an unknown, not unknown, but like an unknown what he's going to do in this league. And their DPS is fucking garbage, man. Fuck it. I don't care. Say what you want. Color Hex is marginal. This is 5 wins tops in my book.
Yeah,
if they hit 7 wins, I will be shocked.
So I'm leaning towards overall probably. I'm saying by All-Star break they have
2.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm saying 2 wins by All-Star break. I would say their most important player is probably Fusion, simply because he is their shot caller, and everything kind of goes through him. Yeah,
and he's their best main tank option. Axiom is like a wrecking ball kind of Winston guy.
Yeah.
So Fusions has got to pick up the slack on everything else. I want to like this dude. I want him to be good.
Muffin and Brusson, I don't know enough about them to really even have an opinion, and that's...
And Muffin is a 2-way.
Yeah, so you're really not going to get much from him.
Yeah. And Axiom is a niche hero player in the tank role.
Yeah.
Because Ball is kind of meta, kind of not. You got to work around it, and
there's certain
times better than Fusions.
And but then are you going to run? Are you because of how the meta is playing out, at least right now, you're basically running 2 main tanks. If you count Sigma as a main tank. So I don't know, but I'm saying Fusions is their most important player. I would say Myeongbong is probably their X factor. Actually, you know what? Yeah. I think Myeongbong is he's gonna be a solid player for them.
Yeah.
But I think Color Hex really is kind of the guy that if he can step up, he's that X factor guy. If he can step up and be good, he's kind of the guy that can elevate the team. I'm not counting on that. He's really that guy where he could, if he's playing really well, those are the games they're going to win. If he's not playing well, they're probably not going to win, and that's probably going to be the case most of the time.
Yeah, and Jerry I know nothing about, other than he named himself after Jerry Mouse from Tom and Jerry. Munchkin is nothing unless there's a trace of meta.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, the New York came out there. Tresa
meta.
But
playing a fucking Tresa.
Fucking Tresa up in Boston. That one fucking kid there. He's got a square head. Looks like something from fucking Minecraft.
Oh God. Yeah, I mean,
here we go.
At this point, right now, Boston is looking to be the worst team in the league.
Close. Well, yeah, I'm going with it. Yeah. There's other teams that can compete for that, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But they have no hope.
What else can we really say about this team?
And honestly, since if you really think about it, since Krusty left, they haven't done shit.
Yeah, they really haven't.
It's because they had that perfect stage and he went off to San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you at some point you got to start going. Like if you're upper management, like with Huck, like, all right, you assemble this mishmash. You gonna get us some wins? You know?
You gonna do anything? Like, hey, maybe like a stage, even just a stage win, like, and win the stage. Well, I guess you're not doing the stage playoffs anymore, but like just something.
Well, they're in that mayhem last year start territory where you're like, ugh. I don't know what the fuck this is. It's not good. They have one or two pieces that you can go, all right, I can see something out of them, but bottom two.
Not really holding that much hope for this team.
All right, so enough with Boston. Let's just hot garbage.
Yeah. Let's move on to probably not much higher up on that.
But they have potential.
Yes.
Is the London Spitfire.
Yes.
Their biggest hope is when Glister comes in.
Yeah.
I think Glister, from what I've seen and heard, Glister has the potential of being like a Rookie of the Year kind of candidate. I did not see a lot of him, but he will be, he's available somewhere down the line, like somewhere in March or April, I think.
That seems, actually, the beginning of January.
Oh, okay. So
January.
Okay, so Glister will be available.
He'll be available to go right in the start because he will turn 18 on the 26th.
Yeah.
So he'll be good.
So they just blew the whole thing up.
Yeah.
And now, for me, the question mark is it's going to be the main tank, J-Mac.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of question marks. But the biggest one is, for me, not always, but J-Mac is the big question mark. I think Bernard at off tank is okay. Glister is going to be, I think it's going to be phenomenal, but is going to have enough around him. They need J-Mac to be, he's not going to be gesture, but in this meta, you need a solid main tank with flexibility.
Yeah.
And does he have that?
That really is the key. And that's really, is his flexibility going to be enough? I just don't know.
I don't know. They're a big question mark team all around.
Yeah.
I think their DPS are going to be decent enough with Glister and Shui, but they have Babel, although a couple of the guys are fillers. I don't know what to expect from Krillin. Mm-hmm. I mean, he was the one lone survivor from the Purge.
But I mean, he was so buried down the bench that did he even play at all last year? I think he maybe got like a map or two.
He played some, but it wasn't like, it was kind of garbage time, kind of not. But
yeah,
there must be something they see in him. I mean, this organization isn't terrible, so I don't. It's
right.
Not that, I have faith that they know what they're doing, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, there's guys like Sanguinar. Nobody knows, like, what the fuck that guy is.
Yeah.
Like, even like the guys like Blackwatch and stuff like that. Like,
they're just like, where the hell did this guy come from?
He was like on Gen Q, not Gen G, Gen B. He was like Gen Z. Whatever their plat team was, I guess. I don't know.
So Yeah, I think their biggest question, or their MVP or their most valuable person is probably going to be Glister. I'm with you on JMac being kind of that question mark. I think their X factor is really, honestly, not even going to be a player. I think it's going to be their coaching.
Yeah.
And if they can
totally agree with that.
If they can coach this team correctly, I think that this team could be really good. Like, this is a team that could be bottom 3, but they could also be top 5.
Yeah.
Like,
I think where we're talking right now, first half, I think it's going to be a little rough to start.
Yes. I do think it is going to be rough. I'm looking at probably like between 4 to 6 wins.
Yeah.
For the start of the season.
Yeah. First half, 4 to 6, I think is pretty safe.
Yeah.
But they're going to be better than Boston, and the luxury is they're playing in the Atlantic, so
right.
It's hard to say because all the teams are like on that. I don't know,
right?
Minus like 3 or 4.
Yeah. There's really only. Yeah, there's like 3 or 4. Yeah, there's about 3 or 4 teams that are really going to be worth a damn coming out of the Atlantic overall.
As far as we know.
Yeah, as far as we know.
Meta.
Just blah, looking blah, blah,
at all the.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to say they're going to be horrible, but I can't.
Yeah.
Boston, I can just look at them and go, hot garbage. Mm-hmm. Move on.
But because London has that
pedigree kind of thing going on.
Yes.
You're like, maybe they know something we don't. I think it's more in the back of my mind. Like they kind of maybe know what they're doing. I don't know. Mm-hmm. It doesn't look like they do, but I have a feeling they do, and I'm just being blind to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's about where we're at with them, honestly.
And they brought in Pavane, so I mean, maybe he can coach people up. I don't know. The whole team's an X factor.
It really is.
But Glister's going to be. I'm pretty sure Glister's going to be really damn good. I think other highlights on the team, probably you're looking at Bernard.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be decent. I think the big, like I said earlier, JMac is the guy that's got to be on point and solid.
Mm-hmm.
To start.
Just enough to not impede guys like Glister and Bernard.
Yeah. As long as he can create some space for those guys right now. I mean, you're not looking for a...
Just don't Sato. It's basically it.
I'm not as... the more I think about it, I'm not as fucking down on Sato as everybody else is. Maybe I'm just weird. I don't know. He's not forced to play goats.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm saying don't Sato from last year.
Yeah, just don't do that.
Yeah,
please.
And I think he'll be okay. I think this team. I'm just gonna put them right in the middle right now, just because there's so many unknowns with them.
Yeah,
but they really have the potential to be a steaming pile of garbage, or just skyrocket to the top and be nearly a juggernaut.
Somewhere in the middle, I think, is a good place for them. Maybe like outside.
Yeah.
Outside of the first half play-in, or the first half tournament thing.
And they're one of the few teams that has complete balance with their roster build, which is interesting. Yeah. They have 4 DPS, 4 tanks, 4 healers. I don't think there's a single other team that has Paris. There's not too many other teams that really have their build up like that. A lot of teams are very heavy on DPS. Some of them are heavy on other ones. So yeah,
some are heavy on off tanks.
Yeah,
Houston, I'm looking at you. Jab 1 for 2020. There we go. Got that out of the way. I can defend the Overwatch League all I want, but I can also beat on the fucking Houston Outlaws if I want to.
Yeah. That's fair.
I'm not really beating on them, but there's other fish to fry this year.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's move on to the New York Excelsior.
Okay. I am high on this team.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, we were talking about them. I like what they did.
Mm-hmm.
I pretty much like everything they did across the board. I think that we're seeing a changing of the guard, but it's going to be gradual. And I think that they have such good players at every spot. Mm-hmm. Even the guys they brought in, that it's the opposite of like Boston or, even like London, where you're going, they're solids. Jonak's not going anywhere. Mono's going to be fantastic. Animo's going to be really good. Then I think right now, just for sake of argument, the biggest question mark, I think it's question mark and X factor is the Hatba Bianca off-tank spot.
I think it's definitely both. It's who's gonna. I mean, obviously Bianca's not going to start right away because he has to wait until. Oh no,
he's good.
Good to go too. Yeah, he is good to go. Yeah.
I mean, neither one of them are.
How do all these kids have January birthdays? By the way.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of weird.
It's real weird.
Maybe that's why they got picked up.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I don't have to wait till March or June. That sounds really dumb, but it probably has a factor. In
absolutely.
There somewhere.
Especially when they're as good as these kids are.
Yeah,
like
I can play you now. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll think about the other guy later if we need a replacement. I mean, they have big shoes to fill, kind of. But I really Meko last year when he wasn't. He's one of those guys when he's not on Diva. He was serviceable, but he wasn't great.
He was not nearly as effective, and just he didn't have as much of a presence when he wasn't on Diva. When he was on Diva, I mean, there was very few people in front of him. He was top 3, maybe top 2.
Yeah. Especially, him and Mono had such a good chemistry and synergy and all that. That's going to be a tough thing for them, to work through. Because they're used to the DPS rotation, I think, enough where that doesn't really matter.
But they've been so consistent with their tank line for 2 years.
Yeah.
You had Meko and Mono. You had a little bit of Janice coming in season 1, but I think that is pretty minimal on
that was the impact literally it was the making. Sandbagging.
Yeah, exactly. But I think with really the big question X factor is going to be Hatba, Bianca. Which one is going to get? Who's going to get the playing time? And is it going to maybe be even to start? Is someone going to kind of pull ahead and different, just showing their skills, or is it going to be Hatba plays these heroes, Bianca plays these other heroes, and they just come in situationally for whichever hero is needed at that point? Because probably for right now, Mono is going to be playing Orisa, no question.
Yeah. From what we've seen with the meta, we talked a little meta on the last episode. You're looking probably Orisa Sigma.
Yeah.
Most of the time right now.
And if that's the case, as far as a known thing, Hatba is probably going to get that play time just because his Sigma is disgusting. But we don't really know exactly how good Bianca's Sigma is.
Right. It's kind of
at least in professional play.
Right. Their DPS is fine.
Interesting. Yeah. The real big thing is what's your rotation going to be with that? Are you going to go... who's going to get the playing time?
Yeah.
I feel like Sabiobi's kind of the odd man out. He's really not going to see a whole lot unless Tracer or...
his Reaper was decent enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his Reaper was good. Was pretty good.
But are you gonna
risk when he has to switch and play Hanzo, or have to put him on Mei, or something like that? Whereas you have Libero, Nene, and Who Are You, and those guys all have pretty humongous hero pools, and I think Nene, I feel like it's probably going to be Who Are You and Nene are going to be their primary guys.
I kind of think so too. I think you might see Libero to start.
Yeah.
But I think once he gets comfortable, I think they're going to bring Who Are You more into the fold, depending on what he does. I don't think they're going to do what they did with Flower and just, of course, Flower got fucked by the meta, and he really fell off the table as far as what he could do anyway. With the stage fright and all that kind of weird stuff that he had going on.
Right.
But I love Libero. He's one of my favorite players in the league, but I kind of think that they're going for a new direction. And I think you're right. I think we're going to see a lot more Nene, Who Are You than, Libero and somebody else like we kind of have in the last 2 years.
Because I think with Nene and Who Are You, you get a lot more versatility. You can have Nene do most of the hit scan stuff. You have Who Are You play more of your projectile. If you have to go double sniper, you have Nene on Widow. You put Who Are You on Hanzo. If you have to go, you probably put Nene on Mei if you need it. Keep Who Are You on
Hanzo if necessary. And they probably could, it depends on unless you want to, the only other X factor with that is you keep Libero in because he can kind of switch off a little bit more right now, as far as I know.
Yeah.
If you're doing, if you got to go from Mei to Hanzo, and then you want Nene on Reaper and whatever else, if you're going in that direction. But if you run into I think if you run into a situation where you got to run Doomfist or something like that, you're going to have Who Are You in there. Because Libero's Doomfist is marginal at the best.
Right.
He's kind of the jack of all trades, kind of above average.
Master of a few. I would say his...
okay at most, master of a couple.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not going to kill you playing a certain hero, but... He's not going to dominate. He's
not going to carry you.
Yeah.
With certain heroes, like some other players can.
Yeah.
Their DPS is going to be interesting to look at. Obviously, Jonak's not going anywhere. We're probably going to see a lot of Jonak playing Baptiste.
Yeah. Which is pretty filthy.
Oh my god, I'm salivating at that because I love watching Jonak play in general.
Yeah.
And getting to see him play that character.
Oh yeah.
With how broken he is right now.
Well, apparently,
good God.
Jeff said there's nerfs in the works to the lamp. Just a side.
Hey, yeah, that's fine.
That still doesn't resolve the fact that he does more damage than most of the DPS players.
Yeah. Hey, it's like I said. What they did with Baptiste is what they should have given Soldier. 3-shot burst with no fall off, and it's fast as hell, but then keep his other stuff too.
Right.
What they should have given Soldier, but whatever.
Well, we're Soldier fanboys, so.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's other things there's other changes that are coming soon. Like I said, I really think that within the next week or two, to prepare for the Chinese New Year event, I think we're going to get a big patch falling on the PTR.
Yeah.
Either this week or next week, because that would fall right in line with it being released in time for the new event.
Yeah,
and that could even be right in line for the start of the league.
Right. And, they can really... these guys have the patch stuff most of the time. They get, especially before the season, they usually kind of give them
Especially if it goes on PTR.
Yeah.
They're literally on the PTR practicing that stuff. They have different builds that no one else has access to. They all have to sign NDAs for that kind of stuff. So we know they know this stuff.
Yeah. It was no shock that they came out and started playing Sigma really well.
Exactly.
And, they'll work whatever patch they decide to launch. We haven't gotten any word on any of the stuff. I'm sure that's coming in the next 2 weeks. You're going to get all of the, all the questions like talent and whatever patch they're running on, all that stuff. We'll get all that soon.
For sure. Probably immediately after we finish recording this.
Yeah, exactly. Tomorrow morning we're recording this on Wednesday or Tuesday night / or Wednesday morning-ish.
Yeah.
It's going up on Thursday, so they'll release something because it's just the way the world of Overwatch and Overwatch League works when you do a podcast.
Exactly.
You start talking about something else gets released. So where do you see New York?
I see them with. I'm gonna say their total losses. I'm saying they lose maybe one game before the All-Star break, and maybe 2 overall.
Well, yeah, you're about up there with me in that.
I think that this team is probably going to be the number 1 or number 2 seed.
Yeah,
by the end.
I think they might lose 3 to start. I don't think they're going to lose many more after that. Just from synergy and whatnot, you might get surprised by somebody. Because you got that road factor now where you go into a place and you're not used to that yet. And, you get surprised by a team at home, that kind of thing. Because we actually can talk about that now. But, as it being like, going into a hostile environment is going to be hard.
Yeah.
And there's going to be some environments, traditional sports environments for certain cities that are going to be rough.
Oh,
New York going into Philly, things like that.
Exactly.
Those are some of the factors I'm working in, where you have that, Boston going to New York and vice versa. There's that immediate, all right, there's animosity here to begin with. Boston's not going to fuck all, but.
Right. But you have to think sometimes there's going to be those things, and you got to think maybe there's going to be some of these teams that are going to thrive on that hostility. Oh, yeah. I think San Francisco and Atlanta are the teams that come to mind that are going to really thrive on teams hating them.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
They're the 2 teams that got enough swag that can, all right, we're the villain this time. Okay, we'll take it.
Exactly.
Yeah, Atlanta's got enough of that fucking swag. Same thing with San Francisco. Yeah, I see, especially with the way this division's playing out, the way it looks.
Yeah.
The only competition I think they're going to have is Toronto, and that's a question.
Yeah, it's still kind of I do think Toronto's going to be good, but I don't. It's still kind of a question mark.
Yeah. Let's move on to Paris.
Yes.
Wasn't there a movie called Forget About Paris?
Probably. That does sound right.
Like some Gwyneth Paltrow bullshit movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a segment where that's just showing you where I lean on Paris right now. This is a conglomeration of I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, but not in the fun, they could be really good London way. More of the, they could be really bad or really mediocre.
Yeah.
That's pretty much where we're at with this.
Yeah. I guess they upgraded, I guess they upgraded their tank and no smite.
Yeah.
Maybe. No, not really. I just look at it and I'm like, I look across the board and I go, Soon's kind of washed up.
There's a reason they went out and spent big to get Sparkle.
Yeah. Well, that's the elephant.
I think
he's
not. I mean, really, Sparkle is kind of their guy that they need to consistently outperform everybody.
Yeah.
If they're going to have any shot at being even decent, Sparkle just has to go out and crush.
But he's not going to be able to do that until the second half of the season.
Yeah.
His birthday is May 31st. So you're looking at if they can survive long enough. But is it going to be enough? That's the whole thing.
Right. That's the other big question is it going to be enough? I do think XZ or X, yeah, go with Z. We'll just go Z. I think he'll be good.
Yeah. But then you have Smex because Hanbin can't come in yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's due he'll be in like about a couple weeks, 3 weeks into the season. So their main tank is hot garbage. I'm going to flat out say it. Ben Best is subpar, and No Smite is slightly less subpar than Ben Best.
Yeah. So
there's a reason why No Smite sat on the bench in Hangzhou.
Yeah.
He's okay on a good day.
Right.
Their off tank is concerning until Hanbin comes in. Their supports are average.
Yeah, I think Cruz is
literally
decent.
Average across the board.
Decent. Yeah, like is that averageness going to be enough for them to just stay afloat until Sparkle comes in?
But do you have that?
I'm putting them at probably like
4 wins.
4 or 5 wins by the All-Star break.
Yeah. A 4 and 10 sounds about plausible to me.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to, everyone's like Sparkle, 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 but you're not going to see him until June.
Right.
So you're going to be past the halfway point and you don't have anything. And Sparkle was great in contenders. You don't know what he's going to do on this team with the synergy. Yeah, he's probably going to practice with them and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think the rest of the guys are enough to pick it up.
Yeah.
they just picked up FD God today, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
I know nothing about him. Contenders people comment down below and tell me something about this guy. But he's a support, which they kind of need because Cruz is okay. Dogman was not wrong when he said he feeds. Gray is okay. It's just like you look at it like, okay. If this was my team, I wouldn't sign some of these guys. And then you have some leftovers like Nico, Hip, and Ben Best as well. It just screams like subpar.
Yeah, I mean,
to me,
I'm looking at this team, and even with Sparkle coming in, I'm thinking probably like 10 wins total.
Yeah, that's not to say the future isn't bright for this team with Sparkle and Hanbin and that kind of stuff coming in.
I do think that this team is more building towards next season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that later in the season this year, I think you're going to see a little bit more out of them than you are right now. Like at the start, like out of the gates, for them to even be viable for the play-in, they gotta just survive.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting anything from them. I just look at the roster and I'm just like, these guys are maybe decent contenders players. Most of them. Some of them are Overwatch League material, but they're not in anything that's like setting the world on fire or making me excited to watch them. I just think that they're mediocre at best on the good day.
Yeah, that's about what I'm thinking. Like probably bottom 15 or bottom
bottom 5.
between 15 to 20. Bottom 5.
They're like I said, the majority of their wins, if they have a scenario where that happens, is going to be in the second half of the season after you get Sparkle and Hanbin together, and then you still got to get synergy going and all that kind of stuff. So it might not even happen this year. Exactly. They're just one of those. Mediocrity is just their standard right now. I mean, last year I was like, oh, they're a GOATS team. Nope. Right. Yeah. Mediocre. So that is, I think that's really all we have to say about Paris. Right. They're like this year's Toronto, in my opinion, as far as. That's a good, that's a good place to put them. I think there will be points where you're like, oh, this team might be really good, and then they're gonna have other times where you're gonna be like, oh, this team's trash. Yeah, I think there's gonna be long stretches of trash. Yes, exactly. Even when Sparkle gets there, I have no faith in what they did other than sign him. I mean, their coaches are pretty decent. Could they pull something out? Maybe, but I don't foresee that. Holding my breath. Nope. Because you'll be dead. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the last team in this division, and that is the Toronto Defiant. Big facelift in Toronto this year. Huge. So we had our initial thoughts. I mean, they're like my other team besides the Mayhem. So I have a little bit of bias. Right. But let's talk about reality and where we're at. As far as their, I would say, as far as their not their X factor, their main guy that they really need to be that anchor. Honestly, I think it's Kareev. Yeah, I think Kareev will be fine. I think Kareev is really good. And the thing about Kareev is I think he's a little underrated. I think he doesn't get tilted. Yes. And that's exactly, they need that consistent top tier performance that Kareev can bring to them. And I think when he does that, it elevates the rest of the team. Yeah. And I think he's going to be really their most important player. Yeah. I totally agree with that. I think the question mark is Surefour. Yeah. Can he do what he did for some of that time when he was with the Gladiators, where he was kind of the leader? He was playing Widow and doing the things that he did. The thing that worries me is this team is all kind of chill. There's no kick you in the ass guy. And there's no guy. Yeah. Kick you in the ass guy. All right, we can do this guy. They're all they all have that laid back kind of vibe about them. Surefour is really good, but he kind of isn't I think he gets a little big headed too. All right, that made no sense. Me saying they're chill. I think he gets a little big headed. Beast has potential to go off the rails. Honestly, Agility's just chill. Kareev is chill. Do you see where I'm going? Yeah. Kellex is kind of chill. I don't think Kellex really knows a standard environment because he was in Boston and everything was just fucking changing around him. So this might kind of help elevate Kellex to be a better player. But I think Kareev and Kellex is going to make for a really interesting combo. I think so too. I think that's going to be a really good part of their team that really no one's talking about is because the signings that they signed Agilities and Surefour, and then you have Logix and Mangachu, for the DPS line, and everybody's like, oh wow, this is really great, and everyone's talking about that. But I think the backbone of this team is going to be Kareev and Kellex. I think their X factor really is going to be Beast. If he can kind of be that anchor, other than Kareev, and just really bring consistently solid play, I think that could really be what elevates this team to be pretty damn good because they have the potential. There's the talent. I do think that they've got a pretty decent coaching staff.
And I think they'll be able to at least get a good amount out of their players. I don't know if they'll be able to get the most out of their guys, but I think that they'll be good enough coaching wise to like at least bring some cohesion and everything you need to be a good team.
I think some of the guys they brought in, especially like NYXL, you bring guys in that were in a winning environment. Mm-hmm. You know, he knows what it takes to win a championship. He knows how you have to grind.
Exactly.
I mean, he didn't get any playtime really because he was behind Cho Hyobin.
Right.
But hey, guys like that on the team are necessary. I think him and Beast really have to be solid.
Yes. I think it's really going to come down to their take line.
Yeah.
Overall, because I have very little worry on their supports. Yeah. I think they'll be able to find something with the 4 DPS that they have, but it's really going to come down to, are Beast and NYXL going to be able to really come together and be that solid tank line that gives enough space so the other guys can really
go off
and do their thing.
Yeah, because you're going to have, I mean, you got all your bases covered. You got Logix, Mangachu, Agilities, and Surefour. You pretty much have every hero covered in the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Mangachu, you're going to see like some of the niche stuff. Logix is your other hit scan. I would say you're going to see him, when you see him, is going to be in
Sombra, Tracer.
Yeah. Possibly Soldier or something like that.
Soldier, probably. I think he's got a pretty good Reaper. Like those kinds, whereas Surefour is more of and he can play Widow. Surefour is another, it's a little interchangeable with their Widows.
Yeah. I think
Surefour is more of the Widow, McCree, and actually, there's a lot of overlap between Logix and Surefour, honestly. Yeah.
But the one thing Surefour has is he can play Mei at a really high level.
Yes, his Mei is really excellent.
Now, Agilities is the guy that, like, I'm wondering, like, where he is with things like Hanzo and stuff like that. Because those guys are so pivotal right now.
Yeah. Actually, I think doesn't Logix actually have a pretty good Hanzo?
When they ran Double Sniper, he was on the Widow and Tavik was playing Hanzo. So
maybe I was just watching his stream and
maybe he's been grinding Hanzo.
He might be. I wouldn't be surprised.
Because someone has to.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Agilities is primarily their Hanzo though.
Yeah,
because he's more of their, or just more of a projectile guy anyway. He's going to probably be playing.
He'll be playing
if Genji ever comes back, he'll be playing Pharah for sure.
You know my thoughts on Genji.
Yeah.
Don't see that, but you can give it a try.
Yeah.
But when they do like a Pharah situation, you're going to have Agilities play that, and I think,
and I would assume Hanzo as well. He's got to be a good Hanzo. And then Mangachu's your weird Torb.
Torb Symmetra. Your average troll picks.
Yes, exactly.
If you want to try something,
and I think he
can play other stuff too. It's not like that's all he can play.
He can probably play some of the main DPS as well.
If you need a Torb hammer, though, he's your guy.
I honestly, I think this team is pretty set. The biggest question mark really is their tank line. Yeah. But I'm putting them at probably about I'm going to say 8 wins going into the All-Star break.
Oh wow, you're going to go like
8-6.
8-6. I think that's about right. I was thinking like about 7-7.
Yeah.
7-7, 8-6 sounds right to me for halfway. They have one homestand in the mix there, so I think that's going to be nutty. Because I've been looking at that stuff too. Because I'm looking at travel, and the only X factor that's going on with that is the week before, them and I think 3 or 4 other teams that are at their homestand are going to be in Paris. So it's a week, but you got to factor in travel, jet lag, practice, all that stuff. But there's some things that I'm looking at like that. But I kind of agree with you in that they're going to be like at 500, maybe a little above.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be the tail of their season. There's going to be games that they lose that they shouldn't, games that they win that they should not. Just the other way around. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
There's times when they should be winning and they're losing, and times that they lose when they should win. But I think that, yeah, I think 500, a little above. I think that's about where they're at. Who knows? Maybe one off, like one down. I think they could potentially, by the end of the season, be better than expected.
Yeah. I agree. I do think by the end of the season, this team is looking at maybe sneaking into to not having to do the play-in, but I think their most likely area is a top seed in the play-in tournament.
Yeah, I think anywhere from like 10, like 8 to...
I'm saying like 8
11.
to 11, yeah. That's
somewhere in there.
Yeah.
If they're out, I think they're going to be like 13.
Yeah, they're going to just barely miss.
Yeah,
if they don't.
Because I mean, a lot of teams have gotten better, but there's a lot of teams that are there's question marks.
Yeah,
and
agreed.
Depending on how they work this meta and all that as well. Because I mean, the one thing on support, we talked about this before a little bit, like we touched on it, is Kareev going to play Baptiste? Or is he going to play Zen? Or
or
you
I
can
think
have Kelch play Moira and he plays Baptiste.
I feel like you're going to have he's going to be playing Baptiste. If Baptiste is being played, Kareev is going to be playing him because just think of what he did on Soldier or really any hit scans when he, in that brief time when he was playing DPS.
Yeah, he was really
you
good.
give him a character like that, yeah, he's going to be gross.
Yeah, he's not as good as on the sniper-ish ones, but like you get him on like Soldier and those kind of ones. He was really good. Mm-hmm. Some of those heroes. But yeah, but that was one of the other factors I was trying to. I kind of figured Kareev. I mean, we'll see in a couple weeks, where we're at with that. But yeah. I'm assuming he's your Baptiste guy.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of his experience on DPS, and that's pretty much what Baptiste is with extras.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So that's going to wrap it up for our the Atlantic North.
Just a quick first half standings, if you want to call it that. I think it's going to look like New York, Toronto, London, Paris, Boston. I think,
and London could kind of fluctuate anywhere somewhere in between. Somewhere below New York, somewhere below or
above Boston.
Somewhere below New York, above Boston.
Yeah, I think that's
which is basically they're not going to be first and they're not going to be last.
Yeah,
like
that's going to finish somewhere.
We're at with London.
So that's going to do it for our first of our Dives and rosters. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Guys, if you are on YouTube, please hit a like, hit a subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell to get the alerts. It helps us out greatly, helps out the league, helps out everything involved with stuff, not to be on the high horse, or not the high horse, but the soapbox and preaching about Overwatch League. But in order to shut these people up, let's hit likes, hit subscribes, get the Overwatch League trending on stuff. And, that not just us. Hit the other guys up that are doing Overwatch League content. They all have good stuff. They all talk about good topics. Any of the guys on YouTube that are doing stuff, I mean, we have, had interactions with a lot of them, whether they're doing podcasts from, an individual team standpoint or, overall league stuff or fantasy or, Overwatch stuff. Hit them up.
Tons of amazing content out there.
Yeah.
Check it out. They're all great guys.
Yeah, they're all great guys. They all do good stuff. Everybody's got something good to say. Just keep the train rolling. And everyone that's on the audio side, if you're listening on either iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, wherever your podcatcher has led you, please hit some kind of rating system, whatever they have on your podcatcher of choice, be greatly appreciated. We appreciate everything any of you guys have done for us. All of our subscribers, we appreciate that. Any of you new subscribers that are coming in, just starting to hear us for the first time, thanks a lot. Also, guys, don't forget, we have a Patreon page. We're going to do a lot more stuff on it this year. We want to do a lot better content. We want to get, we're big fans of the Overwatch League. We want to get you guys involved. So hit us up on there, join up, join any one of the tiers. We have like 3 tiers, not asking for a lot, but it helps us get more, better equipment, gets us to venues and things like that. And we could do more stuff, talk more about Overwatch League, which is what we want to do. Thanks a lot. We will see you on our next episode where we are going to be talking about the Atlantic South, which is a hot button for me because my team's involved in that. But
fair enough.
Thanks a lot, guys, and we will talk to you on the next one.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you guys on the next one. Later.